Everyone, welcome back to the channel. So I want to talk about something I think is quite controversial, but I can't think of another way that it could have happened. There has to be some mechanism in place, some large-scale organisation run by local governments or something to do with this that has caused the problem, which I'll get into in a sec. But I want to preface this by saying that Birmingham is a shithole. And it's been that way for quite a long time. It's filled with immigrants and foreigners that shouldn't be here in the first place. And as a result, there's been massive corruption and massive mismanagement of the local council. They've claimed that they're bankrupt, which has been proven to be suspect in the first place. The misallocation of funds, things going missing, lots of rumours about huge levels of corruption. And I say this because what's happening in Birmingham is what we would consider the result of, again, levels of corruption and mismanagement that you would only see in the third world. And the results of that are scenes that you would usually only see in the third world. Flooding is the first instance of this. So this is back in 2018. The sewer system is obviously not working in Birmingham to such a point where that doesn't look like heavy rain, that looks like light rain, and yet the result of that is the entire street being flooded. Then we move forward to February in 2024, we're seeing the same thing. Huge levels of localised flooding. The drainage system was designed to take care of this stuff, but for some reason, maybe it's not been managed, maybe it's not been maintained. Again, the level of corruption and mismanagement has probably led to this. And this moves on to October 2025, and we're seeing this. These are not normal scenes for anyone looking at this outside of the UK. This is quite bizarre. We're not used to stuff like this. As you can see, the rain is not particularly heavy, but if the water's got nowhere else to go, the road just acts like an aqueduct and funnels the water down any kind of slight incline to the point where it becomes a raging river. Again, why is this happening when we have a sewer system literally designed to handle this, unless it's been massively mismanaged or not maintained? Again, we've got November 2025. This is yesterday. I think this was the beginning of the rains before it got really bad. Again, it's not raining heavily, and yet the sewer system is unable to cope with even light rain. Moving on to this scene here. I mean, this is unreal, guys. This is a normal street in a city that is designed to handle inclement weather. I mean, that's what, 4 foot deep flooding? Cars are almost submerged. This is not normal. Any other city in the UK, this doesn't happen. But for some reason, a Muslim-controlled city with a Muslim majority population is unable to manage basic sewer systems. Now, the reason I want to talk about this is because Birmingham has been struggling to get rid of their bins for a long time now. For some reason, they are happy to live like this. They're happy to let the refuse pile up. The local council refusing to do anything about it. And it's been going on now for 250 days. 250 days, and they still cannot solve or are unwilling to solve this problem. And that leads me to this. Out of nowhere, 20 foot deep, 500 foot long, thousands of tons of refuge and waste has been dumped in the River Cherwell in Oxfordshire.
It's just shocking to see the scale of what's taken place here. Behind me, I think we're probably 20 feet high or so, but running back along this site, doubles in height, and you can see the depth. We're talking hundreds at least, if not thousands of tons of.
When I first saw this, I assumed I was looking at pictures of Pakistan or India, and I was absolutely gobsmacked when I saw the title and saw that it was in Oxfordshire.
waste. And it's just extraordinary that this could have taken place and that the criminals have put so much waste into our environment. Cherwell District Council officers who know the waste industry well have estimated that the cost of removing the enormous amount of waste here would be greater than the entire budget of Cherwell District Council. That's not something that local residents and taxpayers can afford, which is why I took the issue to government to say that we need urgent help. What's happening is across the country, criminal gangs are dumping waste on this scale, and it's going to require government intervention to allow us to clean up quickly before these kinds of pollutants leach their way into the River Cherwell.
Now, he says criminal gangs have done this. How and why? That looks like general waste. How are criminal gangs getting hold of general waste, thousands of tons of general waste, and then dumping it in one specific location without anyone noticing? It's not like a couple of gypsies have just put this on their wagon and dumped it in the stream. This is industrial scale dumping of refuge. This would have took trucks after trucks after trucks after trucks. Someone must have seen this happening. There must be some kind of video of this happening. No one could do this without being noticed. And it just brings me back to Birmingham, which is 57 miles away, with a 250-day bin strike, and then we see this. Now, I'm not a genius by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not a police inspector. I'm not a detective. But I can add, and 1 and 1 in my book equals 2. If you've got a city that is completely mismanaged, full of corruption, and refuses to tackle the problems that any other city in the UK manages to tackle, and then just 57 miles away from that corrupt council, we see industrial scale refuge dumping. Again, guys, I'm not a genius, but someone in Parliament, Rupert Law, anyone, let's have some questions asked about what's going on here and who's done this. I don't believe this is criminal gangs. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I think this is Birmingham City Council. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But if I'm right, someone please check this out for me, because this is absolute bullshit. I'm tired of living in a country with people that don't want to be here, don't respect our laws, don't respect our values, and then to allegedly turn around and do this. I can't prove it, but it stinks. And I'm not talking about the rubbish. See you later.